everybody. Welcome to another episode of the DigiKast. I'm your hostess, Sherry's Joy, and I am not alone. I'm joined by my awesome co-host, Awesome Rob029.
I'm here too.
And together we make the Digi crew.
Yay!
Yay! Today we have a super awesome, fantastic guest, and we're very excited to have him on the show. Before we get started and before I introduce him, I just want to actually take time out and say thank you so much to all of our listeners. We appreciate your support. The feedback that you've given us, the retweets and the tweets that you've done, given us and stuff like that. We really appreciate it. If you're not a regular listener, you can actually find us. We are on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, and we're on Libsyn. You can follow the show on Twitter at the DigiKast. I am at Sherry's Joy, and Rob, you are?
Awesome Rob.
Awesome Rob 029.
I got it.
Oh, you took long. I don't know. I didn't know if you were paying attention.
Certainly paying attention.
Okay. You can email us, the digicast2013@gmail.com, and you can go to our website, thedigicast.blogspot.com, and you can go to the Open Source Noob YouTube page as well as opensourcenoob.blogspot.com page. And if you have any trouble remembering that, or if you have to back it up a little bit, don't even worry about it because it's in the show notes. We got you. So we're excited about today's show. We have a awesome episode with a super awesome guest, and I don't know about you, Rob, but I'm ready to introduce our guest. What you feel about that?
Yes, let's get on with it.
All right. So we have Derrick Samuel, the brains behind the OTON project. How are you?
I'm feeling great today. Glad to be here.
Good. Glad. We are so happy
to
have you here. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. And actually, we wanted to talk to you and give you a chance to talk about your project, and hopefully you can give us some insight on what your aspirations for the project are and what it could mean for the future of gaming. So before you get into all of that, why don't you tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself?
Okay, cool. First of all, I want to thank the DigiKast for bringing me on. I appreciate it. It's an opportunity. I've been listening to some of y'all podcasts, and it's just amazing. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be a guest on the show. And with that, I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. We're glad you're excited. We've been excited about this since we've heard about it. So that's awesome.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. The project that we're working on is OTON. A little bit about me as far as I've been in the business for 10 years. I did a various amount of jobs. I've been a comic book artist, publisher, writer, you name it, designer, software, tech. I did it all, the jack of all trades. But technology is the love of my life. I love it. I love the innovation. And working on OTON, I think is going to be a game changer in the market.
Cool. Sounds interesting. Sounds good. So
what is it and what does it do?
Yeah.
Cool. OTON is an amazing system. I dreamt it up about 3 years ago. Off and on, we was working on another project called Evo. I successfully launched that system. It was a small indie console. I was the first developer to have an open system using Linux, and it was a converged device, which was a PC, a game console, and a media center all in one. That was Evo. And so we released the Evo system, and it sold well. It sold out. We picked up clients, and then I had aspirations of doing an Evo 2. And upon doing an Evo 2, I realized that there was other competitors that were copying. We came out, I think, 2010 with the idea to do Evo 2, an Android-based system. And from that point, when I realized other people were doing an Android-based system, I wanted to do something different. So I was working on OTON on the side. And what OTON is the first autonomous game console, pretty much like an autonomous refrigerator, autonomous cars. It can self-create games without the aid of a developer based on a code that I developed and designed with a team of programmers that I have that are worldwide.
Okay. So how long have you had this vision, this dream, if you will? How long did it take for you to vision it and then make it become a reality?
Yeah, wow. the whole process, 10 years, 2004, I just jumped right into it, January 1st, 2004. And from that, as far as the question is, as far as OTON, it was 3 years, and I really got deep into it around 2012, and really brought it together. And that's when the idea really came to life. And from that point on, even I couldn't believe it. Like when I first introduced it, people couldn't believe it, but even I couldn't believe it when I first thought about it. But once everything came together, it was quite easy.
Okay. No, let's back it up for just really one quick second. You said that you were, you draw graphics and comics, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. With OTON and with this console, I mean, were you just like sitting around one day and you just kind of drew some stuff and then you were like, hey, this could be something. Let me turn this into something. And then you tried to figure out like, hey, how can I make this work? And, you just put your thoughts together and your drawings together and, you came up with that. Or was it like a thought and was like, I want to do something and I want to do something successful. I like games. Let me build a gaming console for real and have this product just blow up and be wild. And then you did it from there.
A little bit of both. With me having experience as an artist, a writer, the idea came about one day. I wanted to do something revolutionary because I was upset that, frustrated, if I can use that word, frustrated that I felt that other companies were developing platforms. I didn't see no innovation. I've been a gamer ever since the NES era, the Atari era. So I'm real versed in gaming. I understand gaming. I understand what it takes to build a game, what a game requires, and all the programming, blah, blah, blah. So when I brought all that together, I sat down one day and I said, wait a minute, what if we did this, and did this? Because the problem that I had with my other previous systems where I had to figure out a way to compete with the bigger players, meaning I had to figure out a way to get developers to produce games quicker. And so one day I just sat and thought, I said, what can I do to work smarter against my competitors? And that's when I said, what if I create a system that can do all the heavy lifting for me and I can sit back and watch? And that's how OTON came into existence.
So you just said no developers required?
Well, it still requires developers if needed. But that's how the idea sprung about when I said, if I didn't get into, because we was having a problem gaining developers for Evo, because a lot of us said, you're a small company, and we don't want to, we don't want to work with y'all guys, So I said, oh man, okay. So I said, well, I got to figure out a way. Because I think I was reading something from Linux Red Hat, how they innovated their space with Red Hat by giving it away for free, and I took that same strategy about, trying to figure out a niche for how I can compete with my competitors. So yeah, it still requires developers, but I just made it easy for me to compete in the market against my competitors.
So what makes your product stand out? Okay, so as a consumer, if I'm going to the store, and I know my Nintendo, I know my Sony, I know my Microsoft, and these, famous or not famous, but more popular consoles, what as a consumer, as a non-gamer, maybe a mother buying something for their child for Christmas or whatever like that, what is going to be the benefit of me purchasing your console versus going to the more famous ones?
Oh, a great question. Glad you asked it.
Thank you.
To me, I'm going to say one word, value. We all know we all console gamers, and, nothing worse than me than having a console that's sitting on your TV doing nothing. After you didn't play games or you can't find any games. And with OTON, I think we got a great price point. And with OTON, you can create unlimited games, unlimited game levels. You can do so many different configurations. And what I'm hearing from our community is they like the game creation and the built-in projector that's built into the system and an array of other features that we have. But to me, that's value for a parent that can create educational games or that want to have a little bit more control over the content that their kids play. But the general idea is like, I see it this way. We're like Bloomingdale for value, quality system, but we like Walmart that we give you more value for your money, if I can say it that way. So you're going to get more with OTON for less.
Okay. And yeah, I like that part because I'm always, I'm not a bargain shopper, but I always want more for my buck. Right. So when I shop, I always, I do go to like, your higher end stores, but I look for the best deal. Right. I guess is what you could say. I don't go in there and just buy like $1,000 suit just because, I want like the best for my money and the, what can provide more for what I'm paying for.
Right, and then plus, like I said, after, a new game is launched, you tired, you're bored, you're waiting on the next thing. With OTON, there's never a wait. Every day is an exclusive day with OTON. Every day. Nobody else can vouch and say every day you can get a new exclusive game or a level with OTON. Every day is a great day with OTON.
Sure, and I hear you on that. Do you have any like concerns about, duplicating, or because Sony has some of the same features on their product as Microsoft does on theirs. Are you trying to stay away from that, or are you more of, okay, well, so Sony has Netflix and Microsoft has Netflix on their console. Let's go ahead and put Netflix on ours, but let's make it better in this way. Let's also do this that these two consoles don't do. Do you have that mindset?
That's a great question. I haven't found the answer for that yet because I really want to be based on the community. Right now, we're going into this thinking strictly about games. Now, Netflix, if that's the question, Netflix and some of those other apps that our community wish to have on OTON, that's something that we'll look at and evaluate during probably the beta, and other process of where we can reach out and communicate with our community, but not right now. Right now, I'm strictly thinking games.
Okay, so you're pretty much going back to like the basics.
I believe a console is called a game console for a reason. Let's play games on it right now.
Exactly. I hear you on that one completely.
All right, I have a question. Is this
Yeah.
this is like a home console, and you're saying it's building games. Like,
Yes.
I guess when it's not being used, it's using that memory, just using that power to build out a whole game per se. Now, I'm guessing this isn't like a Mass Effect 3 or Halo type game. What kind of games should we expect to see on there? Is it going to be like Mario 1 type stuff, or maybe somewhere in the middle? I don't know.
Yeah, let me elaborate on that too. Let me go into detail a little bit if I can for a minute.
Sure.
There are two parts of OTON. There's the autonomous side, which is the home screen when you log on. That's the autonomous side that's creating games from our server, which is going to use I'm debating on this, but it's going to use a process where it's going to create the games from our server and deploy them on the system. It's going to be autonomous. So when you turn the system on, you're going to have 20 games already on the user interface that you can play instantly. And then so on and so on. The system will keep updating depending on how many, like for example, every 5 minutes you get a new game that the system is creating, that our system is creating autonomously. Second is the manual creation. That's where you go in and the gamer goes in and create different games, meaning you may want a platform game. You may want to play with a controller. You'll go through like, I think 7 different prompts of things that you want to do, and the system will put it together like a cake recipe and create that cake. Now, as far as the question as far as games, I'm looking to have from 2D to the Gears of War type stuff based on the algorithm and engine that we created. Our graphics will be the same as any other system. That's the easy part. Actually, everybody thinks that's the hard part. That's actually the easy part, because with our algorithm, it does all the heavy lifting of bringing all these things together, built on a database of characters that the system can pick from in this version of OTON. In the future, we hope to get a little bit more futuristic, but for right now, it'll pull and source the game together just like you're making a cake.
Gotcha.
So you have all the assets built into the game from the start. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be a variety of different, like, it'll be in the thousands of things that you can bring. Because based on OTON, what I see for gameplays, I'm a gamer. And what I like about gaming from my aspect is challenge. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm just going to say a line. A line is fast, it's strong. That's the attributes of a line. So each character that we put into the system will have a different attribute. And then when you configure that with the environment, the challenge, what it has to do, what's the goals, when you bring all these different aspects and assets into one environment for that challenge, that's what I call creating a game. It's going to be a lot of variety in there, so you won't get duplicates. The system will be smart enough to not repeat based on how many times it's been used within the network.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds kind of like Scribble Knots, but for games. Like you punch in the information and it figures it out based on the real world or whatever. I have an Evo question. Is that you said that ran Linux? Is that software out there?
It ran Linux and we had a Windows version for people that wanted the Windows version. Yes, we still got that software. We never released it, but it was open source, and I think we got it somewhere down in the vaults, and most definitely want to share. It was based off HBMC build off of, I think, Arch Linux, that we had a small operating system running up under it.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, I guess that brings me to, if this, the OTON runs Android, correct?
The idea is for it to run not Android, not the whole operating system, but some type of package that can just run the games, not the whole entire Android operating system. That's still in development, but that's what we want to have to support Android, Linux games, third-party games, and of course the games that it create, which is based off Linux. That our system is based off Linux.
So like custom Android.
Right.
I'm wondering if you can, I guess, from a physical standpoint. Well, I guess I'll bring an example of, this is similar to the Ouya, which just released. Right. I guess it's been coming out, and you can't avoid it. It's a thing that's out there. That's a competitor. When that released, it was like, hey, we got you can play all your old emulated games. You want some Nintendo? Granted that you have the cartridge over here, so we don't say you're stealing it, but you can play that on our console. Do you have a controller? Yeah, it's wireless. Okay, well that's terrible because there's so much lag in the system. Are we, hardware-wise, is there going to be any kind of attachments and peripherals that we can expect for this? Like something
absolutely.
that's like, what do you want to say, in-house?
Absolutely. I mean, of course, we got the standard game controller. We got a couple other features, a couple other devices that want to interface with the system. As far as, like I said, Android.
But you could bring your own too, potentially?
Your own what now?
Your own controller?
I don't know that. That's still, I still got to think about that. I don't know yet because, like I said, developers get to generate money off the system free. We don't take any money from the games that developers put on the system. We generate our money from the demo games that are free on our side. I have to look at that I haven't looked at that model yet. I haven't decided on if it should be open for outside controllers. But that's something to think about. But, I haven't decided because it all depends on if we wanted to work that way. So I haven't decided on that yet.
Right. If I can make it a suggestion, availability is going to be the thing. What was it, like Ouya controllers are $50 a pop for a system that's $100. When you could bring your own, it's possibly have a better build. You're going to sell more systems. But that's true. We just got to make sure that, my thing is, we want to sell quality on our brand. Exactly.
We feel that ours is better than Ouya. We're not trying to copy their model. We have our own model. We have our own vision. We have our own idea of what we see gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make sure that if you're using an OTON system, I can vouch for my system and my controllers. If you use a third-party controller, that's something I can't really vouch for, and I don't want our customers to get upset or frustrated if something is not working properly with the system. But like I said, I'm open to that. I want it to be an open system. That's what we built our brand on, and that's most definitely something I'm going to take a look at in the future.
Okay, cool.
This is DJ Awesome Rob, and it's time for some music.
Can you feel it? Hear it today. If you can't, then it doesn't matter anyway. You will never understand it because it happens so fast. And it feels so good, it's like you're stuck in the blast. It's so cool, so hip, it's a bite. It's so cool, that it's out of sight. You can touch it, smell it, taste it so sweet. But it makes no difference, something that you want to be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want it all, but you can't have it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you have something else, Sherry?
Yeah. Okay. So you know how PlayStation has as far as like fun. I mean, it's all fun because it's all about playing games and stuff like that. But like as far as like interactive stuff, so PlayStation has like the wand, the move or whatever you want to call that.
It is
So
called
much.
the move.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I guess the wand is like in one of the games. Anyways, and Xbox has Kinect, and then Nintendo has well, I guess on the Wii, because I only just have a Wii, so they have like their little.
You got the Wiimote. You
That's
got the
the one.
tablet.
Yeah, that. And then whatever Wii U has, I have yet to touch one, but whatever they have. So as far as like interactive games where you can stand up and dance and exercise and all that other stuff, is OTON going to bring something like that into their system?
Absolutely. We got 3 different models. The base model, of course, is just the base model. The second model has a built-in RIP projector for projecting your games on a wall or any surface. I mean, you can project it on a door, car, whatever you feel that you think you need to do that day. Or we got the Supreme model that has the RIP projector and plus a front motion camera for motion and gesturing for the system. So we're going to compete in that market, but I think we want to bring something a little different. And of course, tonight I wanted to share something special with the DigiKast. I just finally got it approved tonight. I think we're good to go for tomorrow. Is that for the first time our system is going to also, this is, I don't know if y'all familiar with, we call it the, I codenamed it OTON Birthday Present or BP. It's my gift to gamers around the world. And tonight we got 3 different pieces of that platform or part of OTON. It's 3 of them. It's 3 pieces total, but I'm going to tell you one piece tonight that we're going to share tomorrow on our Facebook to your audience.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think our gamers should like it. I'm not going to call it by its real name because it's going to give away the final piece of the puzzle, but I call it the OTON BP number 1 or wristband. We're developing a wristband, which we have a prototype probably in a week, probably about a week. And what that prototype does is the normal thing, of course, is going to control the system, turn off the system. It's going to allow you to motion, like I call it, you want to force punch or whatever, gesturing with the system. It's going to be a watch. It's going to allow you to interact with our OTON grid network. It's going to be water resistant. It's going to bring a lot of value. It has one special feature, but I don't want to say tonight because it's going to tip off the last big key feature of our system. But it's going to be stylish. It's going to be nice. And I think it's going to work. It's going to do some different things beyond the things that I'm saying, but those are some of the key features that's going to be part of this wristband that you can take your gaming on the go. You can communicate, talk through the watch. It's going to be real versatile.
Cool. So is it going to look kind of like well, if you can tell me, like, is it, I mean, because you said it was water resistant. Yeah. So will it go back to like, the 80s type deal where you like the Swatch type deal where it was like, rubberized, that, or will it be like these, because I have a, one of those weight and balance wristband things where it balances you out, so it's more modern, kind of like the Live Strong type deals.
yeah, everything that we design we have an eye on design on the future. We want to be just as innovative on our design as Apple. It's going to be, if you want, I say, something like the Pebble Watch, but look a lot better, more high quality.
I
As
didn't want to
far
say
as
it, but I'm glad you did. So first, you're taking on the Ouya and the Game Stick, and possibly, well, sounds like the Pebble, and what was that thing that never came out for the Wii? The heart rate sensor thing, the Wii Vitalize or something like that. And are you also
yeah,
taking on pedometers like the Jawbone Up or the Nike Fuel Band, something like that?
it's gonna cross-platform into that once we reveal the last final pieces, and it is necessary for us. I'm gonna tell you why we wanted to do this. The reason behind all this is because we're a smaller company, and it's hard sometimes to get press and people to give us respect, mainly because we come from Alabama, and I didn't deal with a lot of stuff. I don't want to mention on the air, but I didn't deal with a lot of stuff, and people seem to didn't want to take us serious. So my intentions this time around, and this is my career on the line here. I want to let them know that we want to innovate. We want to do something different. I'm personally tired of the same things in gaming. I want to see things that I imagine that I won't see before I die. I want to see something innovative. And I think when people get to interact with our devices, yes, you could use it for outside means, but, the first purpose is for the system itself, and it has a purpose for the system, to remotely access your system, to talk, vice versa, play games on it, apps based on OTON. So, yeah, we're going to do some cross-platforming outside of gaming because, I have bigger ambitions beyond gaming for other sectors of technology.
Cool.
Hey, if it
All
works
right,
as better than a watch from Pebble, then you're in business.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question. I don't know if it's gonna throw you off or if you can answer this or whatever. But anybody who follows me on Twitter, Facebook, or Google Plus, or Instagram, or pays attention to anything that I say, right now I am on all about this fitness kick. So,
Right.
will you have anything that would like accommodate me as far as like fitness? Maybe like, I don't know, a recorder, a program, some type of like exercise thing or anything like that I can do?
With OTON, the watch, the wristband, or the system in general?
Both. Like
Oh, absolutely.
what can you provide for me as being on this health kick? Not just necessarily, exercise and stuff like that, but any type of a fitness program, health, diet, recorder, I don't know, recipes, anything. The whole shebang.
Yeah, as far as that, I haven't really looked in depth in that. As far as I guess developers are try to come up with something as far as games that can work as far as exercise. But as far as the wristband, yes, it's going to probably, because I love stuff like this too. Monitor your heart rate, check your blood pressure. I call those secondary features opposed to the firstary features. For people, that's when we want to cross-platform the system. So yes, you want to go out running, it's going to keep up with that. Like I said, we're going to try to touch on some of that stuff, but the first part of the mission is to make sure it's fit for gaming.
So it may have the guts, possibly not the functionality out of the box, but it should be easy to patch in for some ambitious developer out there.
Absolutely. Because like I said, I love gaming, but we want to also try to venture in other sectors with some of our devices. We just got to show people we're here to compete and innovate, and that's me. I'm an ambitious person, and but like I said, our community will let us know, nay or yay, but it's part of a bigger piece to a larger piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, you could venture to say the fitness thing it's been turned into a game in the recent years. I kind of got in on the ground floor on Photocracy, and that's like your whole social workout thing, and you level up as you work out more. I'm like a level 2, so that's how much I work out.
I mean, you're right. Because that's where we're going now with technology, and we want to be on the forefront of that innovation with our devices. We want to be the new Apple, the new Microsoft. We want to be that company that's setting the blaze of new innovational products. So yes, I agree. We want to do something special with this platform.
Cool. Now, let me ask you this. I asked you about the fitness. I'm on my fitness kick. But also, what makes me not necessarily stand out, but what makes me different or unique, which you don't really hear a whole lot of, I am a girl gamer. So, I mean, there are, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, she's a girl gamer, you're the only girl gamer. No. There are plenty of other female gamers out there in the world. But as a girl gamer, a female gamer, I feel like some of these things or some of these products and consoles and stuff that are out there kind of forget that there are girl gamers out there. So, I don't know, for example, when things come out, like when special editions of consoles come out, it's mostly geared towards, their major game, i.e., the Mass Effect box that they had that was a special edition that you could get. Well, actually, it wasn't a box. It was more like a casing. But like the Halo box, the edition that you could get, the Gears of War edition that you could get, they did recently come out with a BioShock edition that you could get. But what I'm talking about is like accessories. We talked about the controller and everything like that being $50, being super expensive. But when I go and I look for like my own controller, because I am a girl, I want like the girl colors. And I've found that if I want like girl colors or stuff like that, like I have to either create my own, or I have to pay super expensive more, or I have to get like something online where it's going to be, I don't know, something from another country where I have to pay maybe only $8, but it's a piece of crap. So,
Right.
or I have to get like a sticker or, something that I can, like a skin to put on my console or my controller. So my question is, will you have anything to offer? What can you offer for female gamers that's not necessarily, kitty, like, Nintendo? Sure, I can find what I want, Hello Kitty and all that other good stuff, but that's, for kids. Like, I'm not a kid. I'm just a girl gamer. I am a girl. I do like my girl colors.
Wow, you must have read my mind. Wow. In a few days, I hope tomorrow, our designer, I commissioned him to introduce a pink OTON unit for girls. We didn't want to forget about the ladies. We didn't
Yay!
want to... Unbelievable.
That is super awesome. Like I mean, I look at, I search girl gamer stuff and it's like everything that they have, they have, like I said, the skins, and then you can buy like the jewels or whatever to put on it and stuff like that. But if you're actually going to have like a pink console, like how awesome is that? That is super awesome. I would be excited. I'm excited about that. Like seriously.
We're going to make an announcement on that hopefully tomorrow. Like I said, I have 3 girls of my own, and I watch them and the things that they do, and I felt that the other manufacturers are overlooking that segment of gamers. And like I said, we're a new company with new ideas, fresh ideas. We're looking ahead. We're moving forward. And like I said, we got the next generation system, and we want to change. We want to control the next generation of games platforms for the next 10 years or so on. So yes, absolutely. Look for that pink system in a day or two.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be Bejeweled or Farmville or whatever.
Right.
Just some kind of recognition is great. I don't know. My Little Pony is popular with the kids these days.
It's all about that Hello Kitty.
I don't know about Hello Kitty. I do know about some My Little Ponies though.
You don't know about Hello Kitty? Wow.
I know about Hello Kitty. I'm just not about that Hello Kitty life,
Yeah, no. No. I only like it because it's pink.
Get me some, what's that, the penguin, Maru, something like that. I'll take the penguin. I don't need no Hello Kitty.
Okay. Oh, Rob, anything else?
I think I asked all the questions that were on here. Are there, wrapping your mind around the idea that the game console makes the games, that's an ambitious thought. I guess.
Yeah, I agree, and I hate to cut you off, but yeah, I agree 100% because a lot of people say, it's crazy, but I'm like, I see autonomous cars, autonomous refrigerators, autonomous this, but it's fairly easy. You know, we developed the code already. It's done. I've seen it. And hopefully in our Kickstarter video, we can share some of this information and let's show people. It's not, even I was a little shocked at first, even when I thought about it, but once you understand the flow and you see it working, it's not as difficult once you got the code to do it. It's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, like there, the games out there that do this, even if they're only, generating one thing, something like a game like Spore, what was that, 2 or 3 years ago, where, you put eyes and legs and feet on this thing and it figures out how that animal works. Like that was
Right.
mind blowing, and that was years ago. And that game is still, it's kind of like a trendsetter or whatever. But I guess I'm asking for like you for the YouTube page. They're gonna have some videos, some demos of this, and we can see what this is actually gonna look like. And then
Oh,
maybe
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I had scheduled a live show at the Huntsville Space Center this month, but we pulled back to get the Kickstarter together. We're gonna have some footage in the Kickstarter video, and once the guys actually, completely, because what we're waiting on now is our server guy to tie up the code, the interface, and the algorithm all under one roof. So that's really the delay right now. And once we get that, figured out, I'm gonna go on the internet, turn that thing on, and let it work magic. Now, let me say this. It's two parts of the code. One part of the code creates new levels and new games for existing games. Meaning, say you take Dig Dug and you drop the OTON code in it, it'll create new levels for Dig Dug, new characters, blah blah blah. You're gonna get that existing. That's the code that we created right now. For the Kickstarter, we need additional funds to create the custom code to create new games based off brand new platforms, new ideas for just the whole new thing. So it's actually two codes that's going to be produced on the system to generate. One is for the autonomous side and one is for the manual creation for gamers or existing games. Like for example, if we get a deal with Namco, we can take Pac-Man and create new levels for Pac-Man, or you can just get Pac-Man yourself and you create a new level around Pac-Man that you created. So there's a lot of fun and configuration that you can do with OTON.
That would be super awesome. I am all about Pac-Man. I will kick your butt all the way to Nebraska in some Pac-Man. Right, Rob?
that is true. You are good at Battle Pac-Man. I don't know. The problem is that there's only what, like 2 good levels of Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Dang, I had a question. Okay, so it sounds like the existing code eliminates DLC.
Well,
So
you still
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Rob.
No,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, finish your thought.
it's just, if it finishes DLC, what I guess what kind of price are we talking here for games and whatnot? Is this just making up games and like here you go, or hey, I made these games and hey, it might be $1 a piece or whatever for these extra levels?
Once again, we're gonna take that Walmart business model approach. I know my system can create over 1 million different levels, different games, so I'm not worried about that. So the games that OTON create, the games that our system create, the games are free once you pay that $179, because it's not costing me that much more to give you those games or those levels away free. Now, when you
Wait,
want to
back up.
go
Hold on. Did you say 179 for the system?
that's for after the Kickstarter, yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we can say the price is solid in the ground dollar or $179 for the console. Is this the starter
yes,
package?
yes, sir, yes.
Is that the Kickstarter price or the regular price?
The Kickstarter price for the early bird units are $99.
Okay.
Wow.
And we're gonna have a limited amount of those units. So first come, first serve. So, but yeah, back to what you were saying as far as the content.
Mm-hmm.
If say OTON created a game, a 2D game, and just say it got a character in it, and you want to take that game and you want to modify it, so you can modify it, you can share it with your friends. Now, when you want to take that game and resell it and brand it as your own game, then we would charge you for that game a fee to charge you for that game. So, for an example, if we got a game that you want to take completely off our platform so nobody else won't be able to use those assets, then you're going to pay to own the rights to that particular game since we created that game. So that's when the charge come in. But as far as when the system is creating games or manually creation, those games belong to you. We don't take any money from that because, like I said, we're going to make our money off. Our model is you a gamer, I'm a gamer. The first thing gamers want to do is they want to try something out for free. So we know we're going to get a lot more people trying out trials for free, and that's what we're going to make our money from the ads. We won't charge the developers anything.
Okay.
When they sell games.
Gotcha. My other question was, this is, like you say, one part's autonomous and the other part is making
Manual.
Yeah. So for the autonomous side, is that like all the systems are connected to build games like together in concert, or there's like 100,000 ones out there is going to come up with like billions of different games?
Great question, Rob. Both. You can network with your friends to create a crowdfunded game and create this massive ultimate world game. You can do that. Or the system itself is just, create, like I said, different configurations, different levels from our system, and it's going to be shared among the OTON units. So you can do both. You can crowdfund a game, because I'm going to give you an example. Say you want to develop a game and all you brought to the table was a brick, and that brick got shared or purchased in 1 million games. And you charge $1, you'd have made $1 million off our system just by creating a brick. Because somebody got to use that brick in a game if they think it's cool.
Gotcha. There's some kind of comparison here. I can't quite put my finger on. It sounds like Minecraft for actual games and actually being fun.
Yeah, I designed it so that if somebody is sitting at home and wanted to make some extra cash and had an idea for a game and they had an idea just for a brick, use a brick again, they can just create a brick and make it cool and like say 1,000 people upload and use that brick in their game because they didn't want to design a brick. That person can generate revenue because like I said, I can't stand a console that's sitting under my TV and not doing anything because like right now we got a Wii. It's not doing anything right now. It's just sitting on my TV. I can't stand that. It's driving me nuts, man.
Right, it could be rendering bricks, right?
This is DJ Awesome Rob, and it's time for some more music.
question there, Sherry?
No, actually, I don't. I asked all my questions. I know I kind of derailed it a little bit, but I think I'm confident in this. If I had to ask anything, what do you want to see happen with this console? Like, what are your overall goals in this? Like, do you want to create like a whole generation after, years after years, or are you on this is it type deal, or do you want to expand? Like, what do you see in 10 years from now? What do you see? What is your vision?
Great question. My vision for this system, I haven't made it known to a lot of sites, but my vision for this system, if we can make it past the Kickstarter stages, we got a OTON operating system for the desktop, and since our system is going to be generating so much content and game content, we want to be kind of like the Netflix, because I don't think a lot of people really understand what I've created here. We wanted to create a new market where it's creating original, new, fresh content daily, meaning we got so much content, we want to be able to offload that content to TiVo, cable companies, different platforms, websites. We want to be able to be in different locations. Unlike on live where they had the hardware and tried to go to the server, we're going to do the same thing, but I feel that with our platform and the features on the system, it doesn't water down that aspect of the system. You still want to have a system for the projector and the other features, but for cable companies that want to get games, because see, the games are not costing me nothing as far as once I create the games and share them with the cable companies or what have you. Mm-hmm. So that's a way for us to generate revenue. But we want to be number one in the industry. That's our goal. We want to be number one in the gaming industry, because just like Nintendo, just like Sony and all these guys, got popular. I feel that it's time for something new. It's time for change, and that change is OTON.
Sounds good.
That's pretty stale out there. This is at least something different.
Right.
Like you said, how many Call of Duties do we need? Like,
right.
Come on now.
That's right. Right. A lot of people say, well, Derrick, your game's going to be making the same game. I said, well, look what you're playing now. You're playing the exact same game over and over and over. The difference with my game is the attributes that it brings to the table and the characters and the levels. And the system itself is alive with its semi-artificial intelligence, meaning that sometimes you just challenge OTON in a game, to compete with OTON, the system itself in the game. And that's where the wristband come into effect, too, because you can interact with your system. The system itself is alive. It's not HAL artificial intelligence yet, but it's going to have some of that functionality as we move forward in the future.
Oh, I didn't say, what was that, Skynet? When you have all the systems hooked together, making games, but now that they're alive, then now I'm scared. They make games and they're alive and they're on the internet. Oh man.
Yeah, I really love artificial intelligence. I've been studying it for years, and I'm fascinated with it. And because a lot of people, say, well, it can't be done, it's impossible. But I think it can be done if you think about the approach and how you need to approach it to interact and network. Now, we don't want scary Skynet OTON. We want happy, bring value to your life OTON Skynet type features. So we don't want the bad Skynet.
Well, then the OTON will just procedurally generate the bad OTON, right?
Yeah.
Now, will OTON bring us zombies? Will we have zombie games?
Please say no.
Absolutely.
Oh, jeez. So we don't have enough Call of Duty and not enough zombie games. So
Let's bring on the zombie apocalypse. Yes.
Yay! I'm all about zombies. Sorry.
Here's a question. Will there be, I guess, you're making your own OTON games and everything, but can we get any of the current games on the system?
Absolutely. The system will support third-party developers. That's our goal. We want to open our arms to all developers. We want them to come and join us in this revolutionary, historic system. So, absolutely. We want to have these guys on board, too.
What kind of power is it packing under the hood? Like, will it be able to do something like, I don't know. I mean, Left 4 Dead pretty much, is that Left 4 Dead? No. The Walking Dead plays on pretty much anything. Like, you get that on your iPhone. Mm-hmm. But something like, I don't know, we'll go back to Mass Effect or or even Call of Duty, something like that? Will it be able to handle a game like that? Are we talking like current gen graphics, or is some developer gonna have to whittle it down as much as possible to make it do what it can?
That's a possibility. It all depends. We haven't received the final OTON chipset. It's going to be an ARM set, but they're telling me A9. I'm really trying to shoot for A15, A12. It all depends on the price. 'Cause I know gamers, want to get it at a great budget, and we got to have some give and take. So I want the best graphics, and
I
that's why
agree.
I said, for the PC side, for OTON on the desktop, you may see some of those graphics that you want to see in next generation since you can have your own graphic card. But like I said, we just have to wait and see once we get that final chipset.
Okay, cool. Well,
But
retro
we
is
shoot for the
in these
best.
days.
Yeah, we shoot for the stars. We want the best.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, XCOM is out there, and that's pretty intense. And that seems to run fine on smaller specs.
And then I think too, when people create games with OTON, I think we're gonna get a lot of creativity, a lot of friends coming together to do some new, unique things that even I haven't even thought about. And plus, when you interact and bring all these devices together under one platform, you're gonna see a lot of different creativity and new type of gaming with OTON. But I think Steve Jobs said it the best. I think I don't know try to see if I get it, but he said you really don't you when we develop a product, I think he said, when we develop a product, you don't know you need it until we create it. So same thing with OTON. You don't know you need OTON yet until we put it into your house. And once we put it into your home, you'll say, you know what? That darn Derrick was right. I sure did need OTON. So that's my thinking with OTON.
With a million games out there, is this gonna water down the value of games? I mean, this is a question that's out now, but is that a possibility?
That's a fair question. And like I said, we're going to build something to the system. For an example, if it used this sprite or this engine or whatever, like too many times, the system will know and do something different, different configurations. Like I said, a lot of gamers will probably create their own stuff, load their own assets. Because you got to think, you got Linux games, you got Android games, you got developers making games, and you got the system making games. You're going to always be able to go from place to place, getting something different or finding something unique. So like I said, I don't want my system sitting up on your TV not giving you value. So you're going to be able to do something on OTON every day, if it's not just making a game or other things that we're going to add to the system in the future.
Nice.
Gotcha. Sounds like this could be now, with being able to build games on the system, it seems like that kind of lowers the barrier of entry for up-and-coming developers.
Right, yeah, think about
Just
developers.
delve into it.
Right, think about developers that, for an example, this is another reason. Think about developers that don't have time or can't finish a level with the algorithm. OTON can go in and see the level they started and get their, based off their notes or their ideas and just a basic idea and finish that game for the developer. I mean, we're talking about tools that to automate that entire process. For an example, like I said, if I want to develop a Pac-Man game and I don't have time, I want to finish it, or I'm running late behind schedule, it's going to help me get that game done because OTON can automate that process. Plus, developers are going out of business left and right because of the high cost to develop games. I'm trying to bring something to help them with their costs, help them with their workload, save them time, use their wristband to interact with the system to do this and that. Or, I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the developer to make their life easier for them to generate money. They want to make money and they want to do it with less effort as possible.
Sounds good. You got anything else, Sherry?
No, actually, I don't. Do you?
Where can I get an Evo? Are they still for sale?
No, those are sold out, and we didn't have people asking for those systems. I have one in my home, and they're sold out. I think my clients in the schools, they have a couple, but they hard to come by. I wish I would have kept 2 or 3 of them myself, but they all sold out.
Oh man,
that's a good thing, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody wanted one after we sold out. I had like a room stack of Evos, and all of a sudden they just started going, and they went, and some of them would go up for pretty high prices, because the parts. And I know my father has one. The people that I know, and we have customers in overseas and all around the world. I'm pretty sure they still got them in mint condition in the box. Them things gonna be worth a mint.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think you We want to say friend of the show, Zabari, with the Section Zcast before he, went on his podcasting hiatus. I believe he had you on a while ago when you were talking about that system. I was like, I've never heard of this guy before. He did
Well, yeah, it's
something that was
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, we don't get that much media attention. I don't know why. We're gonna keep pushing, keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully, some of the bigger gaming sites will come and say, you know what, we need to, since we didn't develop a prototype for the hardware already, we're a little bit further along. And, with our beta testing coming after the Kickstarter, so gamers can be like a Jedi Council to us to give us feedback and test our product. So we hope the media come on and, help us spread the word.
Yeah,
No doubt.
seems like all you need is one good Ouya, or not Ouya, like Ouya did it with the
Yeah.
the Kickstarter campaign. All you need is a good Kickstarter video, and you pretty much good to go. You get that earworm out there, and people are like, oh, what's that? Evo?
Right.
What? OTON this? Oh, I want one. Oh, man, they're sold out.
Yeah. Our community is strong. We have those guys. I tell you, they like saints. They're very respectful. They're energetic. They're excited. I appreciate them. I love them to death, and I will move mountains for my community. Unlike, some of my competitors. I mean, I am a gamer. I understand gamers, and I appreciate them giving me all their effort. I'm gonna give them all mine, and I won't never abandon my community. And with their support, I'm ready to go all the way.
That's good. That's that's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I am. I love my community. It means so much to me seeing them, some of the response. I mean, if y'all get a chance, go read some of the response that we get. I mean, I'm a big tough Marine guy. Some of these guys, y'all bring me to tears with some of the nice compliments they have. I mean, it's motivating and refreshing to see. I call them saints because, I mean, they don't use any profanity. I mean, they're just the most polite people I ever seen. They all this belief in an idea that we can do something better and introduce something better from a little unknown company in Alabama.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm ready to support them all the way.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
you said the Kickstarter's not up, but what is the website and maybe there's a forum page and the YouTube page that people can go to find more information about the OTON?
Oh, absolutely. It's otonx.com. That's the game site. We're in the process of updating that site. That should be completed on Monday, I think. There's our corporate site, ingenious.com. And, of course, all the links to our Facebook, Twitter are on those websites. So people can come in and join our community and be a part of a historic next-generation system.
That's Ingenious with an X?
Yes. ENGENIUX.com. I kind of took the word genius and put ingenious when I thought of the idea. So ingenious. And I had to add an X to make it different.
Right,
We'll also put that in the show notes too. So
Yeah.
for those of y'all who didn't catch that, you just scroll on down and get it from the notes.
Okay.
So Derrick, if people want to get in touch with you, or if they have any questions for you, how can the people reach you?
They can reach me at info@ingenious.com. I try to answer questions most of the time I'm on Facebook on our community. That's where you can find me most of the time, dwelling somewhere in some of the comments somewhere. I'm usually there. I have somebody else that operates the forum. He does work on our Twitter and Facebook. And, if they send a question, most likely it's going to roll back to me. Like I said, we got a pretty small company. I think we got 3 people here locally, and we got developers around the world. But if you send questions to any one of our forums, I get it eventually if it's too big, if she can't answer it.
Okay, sounds good. Rob, did you have any other questions?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all bringing me on the DigiKast. It's been an honor, a privilege. I'm excited. I follow your site. It's amazing, and I wish y'all the best of luck too. And I once again, the Ingenious crew team, we appreciate y'all taking the time to speak with us today.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. We were very excited to have you on. I was a little bit nervous about asking you because I didn't think that, we're small potatoes and stuff like that. So I don't know, but.
Oh no. I'm here anytime you need me.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. And it was actually, you say it was an honor to be on. It was an honor to have you on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you so much. This is, this is very exciting for us. So we thank you very, very much for that.
Got any shout outs or a Google Plus page where people can find you?
Just shout out to all the gamers in the world and get ready to be amazed in the next 3 weeks. I promise to shock the world.
Yay!
Yay! Shocking the world and changing the world. That's it.
That's what it's all about.
That's it.
Rob, did you have any final words or shout outs you want to give?
No, I'm still good.
You're good. All right. Well, I would just like to say again, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciated it. And we're looking forward to the future with you and OTON and seeing what it will bring, to the gaming environment. And I'm pretty sure that we'll have our hands on a console and enjoy it just like just like you vision it. So that would be super awesome. And I am definitely, absolutely, certainly looking forward to that pink console. So
I can't wait.
Once that hits the stores, you gotta tell me. You're like, Sherry, go get it right now. It's out. So
yeah, I think you had an orange one on there. That's right up my alley.
Oh,
that's what we're doing. We're trying to do different colors and make it different. I'm tired of the same boring, colors.
In black and white. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Match your entertainment system. Have some fun with it. Jeez.
Okay, so, and to all of the listeners, thank you so much for listening and downloading our podcast and supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Again, everything, all the places that you need to go to are in the show notes if you didn't catch it during the show. And, thank you for your support. Like I said, we really, really appreciate it. And with that being said, love the world.